They didn't want you to find it, but I did. Today we're going to talk about the secret video switch on the Canon R5. Okay, so I've been shooting with my Canon R5 for about 3 or 4 weeks now, and I've got to say, it is really just a pleasure to use. It is a really, really wonderful camera, but there are a couple little things that kind of throw me off a little bit being a long-time DSLR user, and one of those is the lack of a dedicated video switch. On the old cameras like the 5D Mark IV, Mark III, the 7Ds, there's actually a switch to the video that you could switch from video to photo, which I really loved. They're super convenient to go in there. Now, you can still get there relatively easy in the Canon R5. You can hit mode right here, and then you have to hit info, and that'll get you in there. But it's a 2-button process. It's just clunky. I don't like that. There's just one of those things, and I'm on a field. I just want to be efficient. I want to be able to do one switch, don't look at my camera, and instantly get from my video settings to my photo settings. Now, a lot of people point out, well, wait a second, Brian, you have a quick record button on the top of the Canon R5. Well, you do, but I'm going to tell you why, if you're a dedicated shooter, especially a commercial shooter, why that may not be good for you and why I personally do not like this, and it makes absolutely no sense for me. The problem with this quick record switch on the Canon R5 is when you hit it, it just goes to whatever's stored in the video settings on your camera and it instantly starts recording. And guess what happens when I hit stop? I'm back in photo mode. I can't do 2 clips. Let's say I do a clip of a photo or video and I don't like the white balance, I want to quickly change that. I have to basically then go back in here, get back in my video settings and go. I just don't like that. I don't want the camera to tell me what to do. I want to tell the camera what to do. And I think most of you out there would probably be in that situation. And I found myself out in the field when I was shooting. I would go to magnify or I'd go to try and change an ISO or something just out of habit. And I'd have a photo and all of a sudden I just randomly hit it for some reason and I'd have these random video files popping up. It was driving me crazy because I didn't want these random video files to pop up. And it's just kind of easy to get when you're out there rolling and scrolling and doing this stuff. I don't like that. I want to control what I have to do. If you're like me, you're going to want a switch that doesn't just start randomly recording whatever some setting is you had earlier. You want to get into video mode so you can quickly get it set up the way you want. So you can set your frame rates, your white balance, your shutter angle, all that stuff. But luckily, one of my subscribers, Moni Johnson, who if you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, please go check out his YouTube channel. He's got some really, really great videos. Sent me a message letting me know there was a secret video switch on the Canon R5 that did exactly what I wanted to do. So Moni Johnson, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It was a great tip. And what I want to do now is I want to show you, everyone else out there who isn't lucky enough to get a message from Moni Johnson, where this secret switch is on the Canon R5. And while it's there, it's still not quite the silver bullet that I wish it was. And this is it. The Canon R5 has a lot of buttons on the top, and you can really customize it any way you want, which I really like. Or I should say, you can almost customize it anyway. There's actually weird restrictions on the buttons, and not every button will let you do as much customization as you want. And this is really where I found it. Now, if you look at the top of the Canon R5, they've removed like the white balance and the ISO and some of the other functionality buttons, but they put a really, really great little multi-function here. And this is awesome because you can be right here on your camera. You can barely move your finger up, hit any kind of, hit that multi-function button and be able to access everything you need in the camera. It's really great. I love it. It's super, super helpful. And it really makes the loss of the buttons on the top, it really makes it painless because now you've got access to get all that information. Your eye never has to leave the viewfinder. You can hit it right there and do it. And here is the secret. For some reason, the secret video switch is only hidden in one place, and that happens to be the multi-function button. So unfortunately, if you want to have a quick video switch, you have to sacrifice having your multi-function button right there. And I just found that kind of heartbreaking. So let me go there. Let me show you what the switch looks like. All right, guys, so here's to the viewfinder, and I'll hit the multifunction button. You know, it gives you everything you'd ever want. You've got your ISO, you've got your white balances, a lot of things you're gonna always wanna get. So what I wanna do now is show you how to go in the menu and actually find our mythical button. So hit menu, we're gonna come here to our custom menu. We're gonna come to customize buttons, hit on that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down to our multifunction. We'll click on that, and if we scroll down, look at that. The mystical, mysterious, enigmatic stills to movie switching button. The hidden unicorn of the Canon custom world on the R5. If I hit OK, now I can go on stills. If I hit my button, boom, all of a sudden I am in video mode. I can go shoot the video I want. I can then hit the button again. Boom. Back out here into my photo mode. So that is how you access it on the Canon R5. What I did is I literally went through every single customized button menu on the Canon R5. And while I could find the quick record button, I couldn't find that video to photo switch button anywhere else. And so it's only there on the multifunction button. So now you're forced to ask yourself, if you want to have that access, you've got to get rid of one of your most important buttons. And I actually said, well, hey, that's okay. All I'll do, I'll just cheat. I'll put my multifunction button and program it as the quick record right here and put my switch there. But here's the problem, guys. When you switch over to video mode, you can no longer program this button, this quick record button from the photo mode, as a customizable button. It only records video. So what happens is that muscle memory will be screwed up between photo and video. But that's the breaks, right? That's Canon for you. They give us great cameras, and then they always throw these weird little things in there that we can't quite figure them out. So if you are a person that's desperate to find this secret video to photography switch button without having to dig 2 buttons deep, it is there on the Canon, but you are going to sacrifice your multifunction button for it, at least right there. Now you can function in the multifunction dial on another button here and get away with it if you need it to. That's going to be totally your call. It's just information that I wanted to share for you to have it. Maybe Canon will give us a firmware update on this where we can access that through other custom buttons, which would be a really fantastic thing to get. But as of right now, that's the only place it goes. But I hope that helps. Figure it out if it works. Let me know what you think about that. Am I being crazy thinking I even need to have that switch button, that quick switch button? Am I complaining? Am I belly aching? I'd love to hear. All right, guys. So go out there, keep shooting, enjoy the beautiful weather, and I'll talk to you soon.